Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Vulkan and welcome to my video. Hope you guys are all having a good day. I know I had a pretty good day yesterday. I literally have been grinding ladder like 24/7 trying to get out a YouTube video. I think I'm gonna give up on trying to push the top 10 global in every video because that was kind of my original goal. But I'll talk about that in the next ladder video that comes out. Anyway, today I'm going to be going over this tournament. And this tournament, I managed to finish 14th in the world, so pretty happy with that. It was the mini card collection tournament. As you can see, Air Surfer won yet another global tourney. That's his third global tourney win. Like, are you kidding me, dude? So yeah, pretty impressive on his part. For me personally, I used Mortar. I started off using Mortar Snowball because Snowball was like, Snowball is really good right now, and I got to like, I think around 25 wins, something like that with Mortar Snowball, and I lost like, at that point I think I lost like 3 games, and I was like, man, this is just really hard without a big spell and without minor. Like, a lot of games were just kind of awkward to play. So I decided to switch to freeze in the middle of the tourney. And as you can see, freeze was working out really well. Like, let's see, I lost 1 game with freeze. I lost 2 games with freeze. Funny enough, both of those losses, I beat them 1 time and I lost them 1 time. Let's see, Ace Tanya. Yeah, I beat him there, lost to him there. Canario, I lost to him at first, and then I beat him the second time. So both of those, I actually could have won. I made a mistake somewhere along the line, and then we get to here, where at this point when we get to Venom and Rainer, I was literally searching for 30 minutes before I matched either of them. Like, the wait time was 30 minutes. I think I was at like 34 wins, and no, I was at like 33 wins. Yeah. And they were the only people searching online. And I could have pretty easily sniped them. At first, I didn't want to because I was like, sniping is lame. I think I can just outplay him with the Mortar deck. And then I faced them, and both of the matches were close, and they always beat me. So I was like, still watching to see if anyone else was searching. I didn't really want to match them, but literally nobody else was searching. So I just switched to a Barput deck because I was like, Barput is probably a lot better versus both of these decks than Mortar Hog, so I used Barput. I did kind of beat Rainer. I mean, I kind of hard countered him. And then I went into another match with Barput because at that point I was in range of Michifu, which I wasn't sure if he was searching, but I knew that he had Expo Rocket, and I figured that since Mortar's kind of weak to Expo, it's probably safer to use Barput. But then instead of using Expo Rocket, this man goes with Lava Hound, and he was sniping someone. Either he was sniping me or someone else, because he literally played with Expo, I think, every single game except for the game that he faced me, and I didn't even check his battle log to see what his last game was. So it's kind of interesting. Like, you don't really have to snipe people to get to top 50 global, but once you get into top 50 global, you're going to see that a lot of people are queuing up with decks that they didn't use to get top 50 to get a lot easier wins. And I mean, I can't really say I'm mad that, I can't even say that he necessarily sniped me, but he definitely was trying to snipe someone. So kind of interesting. But yeah, now that I've explained what happened this global tourney, let's go over these matches. So, you know, I could go over my losses, but I mean, who wants to go over losses? Like, are you kidding me? Instead, let's go over Ace Tanya. He's the guy that I lost to the first time and beat the second time, so I kind of figured out what my mistakes were. So we'll go over that match first and see. Well, I guess we're not going to see what I changed, but we'll see how I played it, because since my second time, I probably played it pretty well considering I beat him. So starting play is the Mortar. Personally, I always like to go with either Mortar or Hog the first play. It's always just good to keep up the aggression. He goes Mega Minion in the back, so I just go Hog opposite lane. He lumberjacks in defense, that's fine. At this point, I split Rascals because I know that it'll kill both the Mega Minion and the lumberjack, and it'll also have a good counter push, whereas if I use any other troop, they wouldn't really counter push at all. So Rascals are really good to play on defense because you're always going to see that they counter push well. So I'm not really afraid to play them. And You know, he's just splitting troops in the back. I'm splitting troops in the back. I'm playing this pretty safe. I know that he's balloon, so I'm probably going to be pretty safe about playing that mortar. Because I always want to play more. I always want to save mortar on defense. Since this is the second time I'm facing him, normally I'd play mortar on offense, but since I know he has balloon, I'm saving that mortar because I already knew his deck before I faced him. So there you go. I just play hog when I'm at 10 elixir. Playing this pretty passively. I didn't even need the spirit golems there. Kind of a waste of spirit golems, but at the same time doesn't really make too much of a difference. I also know that he doesn't have a big spell, so I'm not going to be afraid to like play my troops in the back. You're going to see later in this game, I even play my minion horde in the back because I know that he doesn't have a big spell in this deck. He goes hunter, kind of an awkward hand. I just go barbaro in the back because I literally had nothing else to play, and I didn't want to waste my mortar. I always want to be saving that mortar for his balloon since I know that he has a balloon deck. So instead I just go hog opposite lane. And the reason I did that is just so he can't build up a big balloon push. Like, he probably would have played balloon there if I hadn't gone with my hog rider. So I just defend, waiting to see what he does at this point. I do go with mortar on offense. Now that his double elixir is safer to do it, and also I have minion horde freeze in hand. So even if you went balloon opposite lane of the mortar, I have a pretty good defense versus his balloon, so not really a risky play. I do go hog. I actually go hog into his mega minion. I mean, maybe looking back on it, not the smartest thing, but at the same time, not the worst because I did get one hit, and really that's all I cared about. I'm just trying to kind of win this chip damage race. And there you see he played his balloon, so I play my mortar in the high position. That way it'll shoot the tower, and it'll also pull the balloon. And I played it in the middle just so that the balloon will go away, or the balloon will, I guess, have a longer flight to the tower. Probably the best way to say it. So now that we're in double elixir, I'm just trying to finish off his tower with freeze. Like, I used my minion horde there. I don't even remember. I think I might have played it in the back. There we go. We go with another mortar. Trying to get a lock on the tower and defend the balloon at the same time. I'm just trying not to let his miner get a lot of chip damage. And here, I'm pretty sure I freeze. Yeah, I freeze just to get the finish off the tower. Really, at this point, I'm up a lot of damage. I haven't really made any mistakes this game, and I'm just making sure to always have the right cards on defense. So he pretty much can't break through. Playing my rascals there, I could have played barbaro to defend, but rascals are better just because they counter push, where a barbaro wouldn't counter push. And since I'm not like down elixir, it's fine. One thing you're gonna notice is a pretty good tip with any like deck, and especially mortar decks, is that when you're down elixir, you defend with your cheapest card possible. But when you're up elixir or even on elixir, you want to defend with a card that'll counter push. So that's just kind of a pro tip that I've noticed, and it's helped me improve my gameplay. So there, as you can see, I defended rascals because counter push. Defend spear golems, and all I need now is just one more hog or one more freeze, and bam, I win the game. GG, well played. I think the matchup is in my favor, but I just had to play it right, play it slow, and I got the win. So this is an interaction that has me really confused, and honestly, I hate playing against Mega Knight because I'm not good at defending against it. Like I always mess it up. Like here, this is something I'm very confused about. I thought that didn't happen, but let's watch this in slow-mo. So you see, I play my rascals there. I allow the Mega Knight to jump onto the rascals. And now I thought that if you allow a Mega Knight to jump onto the rascals, the Mega Knight would not kill the rascal girls. But apparently, if you watch this in slow-mo, the Mega Knight hits the rascals, knocks the rascals backwards, and then, you know, I don't know if the Mega Knight killed them or if the baby dragon fire killed them. Like, I mean, obviously the baby dragon did, but I'm not sure about the interaction. It's kind of confusing. I'd have to test it more. Let me know in the comments. If a Mega Knight jumps onto a rascal, does it kill the rascal girls? I thought it didn't, and maybe watching back the replay it doesn't, but for sure the baby dragon did. So that was the reason I lost that game there, because the rascals died to that baby dragon fire because the Mega Knight knocked them back. So with that in mind, let's go into this game. where you're going to see I play it differently because I never allow the Mega Knight to jump onto the Rascals. Like here, oh shoot, got an alarm. Here, the Mega Knight, I let the Mega Knight jump onto the Mortar instead of the Rascals because I don't want the Rascal girls to die, because I need the Rascals girls to DPS down the Baby Dragon and the Mega Knight. So there, I sacrificed my Mortar just to keep my Rascals alive. I do play Hog just because I have, counter pushing Rascals, so it's a good play to play Hog in front of them just so that the counter push isn't useless. I wait for that Flying Machine to cross the bridge. Flying Machine is the hardest thing in this matchup for me. Well, I guess, yeah, Flying Machine is definitely the hardest part. Without Flying Machine, it would kind of be an easy matchup because I don't have Fireball in my deck. But there, I do have an Elixir advantage, so I play the Mortar. You pretty much always just play Mortar when you get 10 Elixir, except versus decks that you need to save it for defense, like Golem and Balloon Cycle. So I let the Mega Knight jump onto it again, just so that the Mega Knight doesn't kill the Rascal Girls, because I'm unsure of whether it will or not. So I'm just not gonna risk it. Like I didn't want to lose to Canario again. I figure I'll play it slow. Let the Mega Knight kill my Mortar, and just try to chip him out with Hog. So there, he plays Hog. I defend it with my Goblin Gang. Notice that he has no big spell in his deck also. He only has Snowball and Barbarian Barrel. So Goblin Gang gets a ton of value because as long as my Goblin Gang doesn't cross the bridge, he has no way to kill it if I use it on defense versus like his Hog or his Mega Knight or anything. So there, I play Mortar again. I'm at 10 Elixir. He uses Baby Dragon, so I play a Mini Horde instead of Rascals because I'm saving my Rascals for defense against his Mega Knight. I think I probably just play Hog here. Yeah, it's kind of like I leaked like 1 Elixir, but just so that it crossed the bridge because I wanted the Baby Dragon to die at the tower, and I wanted the Hog to tank. Oh, I gotta fix my alarm. I'll turn it off after that. There, I didn't even see what happened. I play a defensive Mortar just to kind of block the lane. I pretty much have the game won at this point. I'm just have to get a couple more Hog hits. And since he was attacking in this lane, I'm just pretty much denying him from playing down a Hog because that Mortar's gonna defend the Hog Rider just fine. So here I pretty much just need one more Hog freeze to win. He's not about to let that happen. He knows I'm about to Hog freeze, so he's kind of trying to play some prediction cards. Instead of playing Hog, I play Mortar because I wanted to bait out that Mega Knight. I probably could have played Hog. Like, it really didn't make that much of a difference. But since he was kind of expecting Hog, I went with Mortar just kind of to throw him off. There, he has a nice defense. And I think I almost lose the game here because he managed to defend my Hog without a gain a hit, and he had a pretty solid counter push. So there, he got a lot of damage on my tower, but I pretty much just need one more Hog hit. And here comes, yeah, he was trying to prediction Mega Knight, but here comes the freeze, and bang, I win the game versus Canario. So pretty good. And I think that might have been Canario's last loss, so kind of feel bad about that one. Then I got a draw against him. Yeah, he played that well. Let me know in the comment section, guys, do you like to see draws? Because I'm never sure if, like, a lot of time draws are actually really high tier gameplay, but I don't know if it's interesting to watch or if it's something you guys would even want to watch. So I won't share the draws in this video. I didn't tie trade anyone. I didn't intentionally draw versus anyone in this global tourney. Those were 3 fully played out games, but yeah, I'm not sure if you guys want to see draws. So we're gonna go up in a game against Ender. This was another solid game. So this guy, I think he has a pretty good matchup. I would almost dare to say that he counters me, but I did manage to beat him by sneaking through some mini hordes, which you're gonna see later. So I go Hog first play. Pretty much always a good first play. And there he split troops. So since he has those split, I'm just gonna split Spear Golems in the back because it split Spear Golems to defend his split Zappies. So good play. I think I probably just play Barb Barrel. No, I play Goblin Gang in the back. Yeah, not really any reason to Barb Barrel. Normally I would play Goblin Gang at the bridge in one lane, but since he already has Furnace on the field, his Fire Spirits would have killed my Goblin Gang, so it just made more sense to play in the back. He plays Musketeer in the back. Since I don't have a big spell, this is kind of awkward, but I just decided to go Rascal same lane because it would kind of be stupid to play him at the bridge or split him the other lane. I think it's a lot safer just playing same lane. And there he poisons, which means that I should be up a little bit of elixir, but I knew I was down a little bit of elixir, so I'm not really up elixir at all. I was only up like 1 elixir. Yeah, he's just splitting troops, so I'm just splitting troops. I'm playing it slow. Since he has a slighter elixir advantage, there's not really any reason to attack. So instead, I'm just pretty much defending his pushes. He plays Furnace, so I go with a defensive Mortar. I actually meant to play that Mortar 1 tile higher because I knew that he had Hog. So if I play it 1 tile higher, it would also defend his Hog. But that was a bit of a misclick. And also, those Fire Spirits hit my tower. So that was if I played Mortar 1 tile higher, the Fire Spirits would not hit my tower. There he goes with his poison. And now since that Inferno Dragon isn't going to do anything versus Minion Horde, I pretty much get a free Minion Horde. And since he played poison, so I decided to go aggressive. I think I even freeze here. Yeah, I freeze. I didn't know at this point that he had Snowball, or maybe I knew, maybe I just forgot. So that freeze didn't do that much. But you're going to see later in the game that freeze will actually get a lot of value on offense. So there he attacks. I go with Mortar in like... I play Mortar in the lower position instead of the higher position just because if I played it in the higher position, since he already has Zappies in the field, the Mortar went to hit the tower. So it's just safer to play in the lower position. I play Hog Minion Horde. He used his poison, so my goal here is to get Minion Horde to the tower. Since he didn't have poison in hand, I was trying to get some damage. He has a good defense, but he kind of has to overspend on defense. So that freeze was fine just because he spent just as much elixir on defense as I did on offense. So that's another thing about offense. If you can get your opponent to spend just as much elixir on defense as you do on offense, then it's always a good attack. Here I don't go with Minion Horde because he hasn't used his poison and because I already had Goblin Gang on the field, so it wouldn't have made sense to use my Minion Horde. Now, maybe I could have even have frozen, but he has Snowball in hand, so it would have been kind of risky to poison. I go with defensive Mortar there just to deny the lane from Hog. He actually should have gotten Hog in the opposite lane there. If he did, I would have been in a lot of trouble, but thankfully for me, he didn't. I think this Hog might even get 1 hit. So yeah, right now he's kind of destroying me because there's not much I can do. But somehow he had both poison. Well, he had poison and cycle. He didn't have enough elixir for poison. He didn't have Snowball and cycle. And I got a Minion Horde to the tower, froze, and won the game. So I think if he'd played it just a little bit... Uh-oh, my computer turned off for a second there. I think if he'd played it just for a little bit slower, then he could have won the game. But I did manage to get the win. Close game to him. He played it really well. It's just at the end he made like 1 slip up. And that's how I got the win. So we're going to show this loss versus Michi Fu. Because as my last game in the global tourney, he knocked me out. He was using Expo Rocket the whole time. You know, goes with this deck. I was using Hog Freeze the whole time. I go with this deck. I won't even show the Hog Rider game because that was kind of an easy win for me. So this one, I thought he had Expo. So I was like, well, if he has Expo, I'm just going to play my Bar Putt in the anti-Expo position. Play it low so that a defensive Expo can't hit it without being placed really high, which makes it easier for me to kill. And also that Bar Putt position will block into both lanes. So that's a position that I use versus Expo and Mortar. It's really good, but apparently he has Lava Hound. So here, I'm going to pause it for a second because this was awkward. I was like, what do I do? Looking back on it, probably what I should have done is play a defensive bar barrel. Since I have arrows, even if you were to play like Goblin Gang at the bridge or something, I still have arrows to close Goblin Gang. But honestly, I wasn't expecting this deck, so I kind of panicked and I threw down a Ram Rider, which it's okay to use a defensive Ram Rider, but usually versus Lava Hound, you want to use it versus their Balloon. So, but I didn't even know we had a Balloon at this point. I had no idea what deck he was using. So I play a Ram Rider, and man, it pretty much gets destroyed by his troops. So then here, you know, he goes with Balloon, and at this point, I think at this point that Ram Rider kind of cost me. Like, I didn't have enough elixir to lightning and arrows also. If I had enough elixir to play both lightning and arrows, I could have killed his push. But since I only had enough elixir to play arrows or lightning, he kind of destroyed me and took my tower. So he took my tower at the start, and yeah, at this point I'm in a lot of trouble. He takes my tower, and I'm like, well, shoot, the only way I can win now is if I tower trade with him. He actually messes up that barb barrel, and quite frankly, I don't tower trade with him. So he took my tower and down a lot of elixir, all because I had an awkward cycle and I played Ram Rider when I probably should have played Barbarian Barrel to pull that Mag Minion backwards. I do manage to get a lot of damage on his tower, but not enough damage and not able to break through. I go with that. I maybe could have also arrowed right there, but I don't think arrows would have killed his skeleton. Well, I wasn't sure. I think arrows probably would have been the play there to see if I could at least kill his tower. But unfortunately it wasn't. And I mean, at this point of the game, sometimes you're just gonna find that, man, it's not that you did anything super stupid, but you just made like the tiniest mistake, and that tiny mistake cost you the game. I play Ram Rider there just to stun the balloon versus Lava Loon. I always try to save my Ram Rider, and there I did another stupid thing. I arrowed his cannon. I don't even know what I was thinking. I was thinking that my goal was to get the arrows down so it killed his cannon before Ram Rider hit it. Maybe Ram Rider would have charged into the tower. But if I would have known what I do now, if I were to go back in that game, I would have lightninged his cannon and hoped to have a prediction lightning that would hit something else. Because if I would have lightninged his cannon, the Ram Rider would have got a charge on his tower, and it also would have hit the Lumberjack, and I possibly... I would have at least killed his tower, and then I would have had arrows for defense, and maybe I could have beat him in a 2-tower game, but even then I'm not sure if I would have won. So, I mean, he's just playing defense now. Pretty much nothing I could do to break through. He got the win, and I mean, yeah, you know, well played to him. Nice deck, bro. I mean, I had a pretty cheap deck too, so I can't even be that mad. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap up the video. Hopefully you guys at least learned something from this video. You're gonna notice global tourneys. You know, I think they're fun. I'm not sure they show who the best player in the world is every single tourney, but I think to be high in a tourney, you do have to be good at the game. There's no doubt about that. I would say that a top 10 global tourney finish maybe is equivalent to like a top 100 or top 50 finish on ladder. Like, it's maybe top 50. Like, it's not the same thing. Ladder is definitely is a lot harder to finish high on, but it still is competitive, and you're not going to see like a terrible player finishing #1 in the world. Like, obviously Air Surfer is a really good player, so I think it does show a lot of competitiveness also. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and Vulkan out.